For years, Kevin Brennan has trashed his little brother, Neal Brennan, co-creator of The Chappelle Show, and Neal Brennan has never talked about it until now on Howie Mandel's podcast, which I find myself enjoying more and more. I actually am a fan of Howie Mandel's podcast, but so I'm going to play this for you and give you my thoughts on it. But finally, Neal Brennan talking about Kevin Brennan trashing him. Let's see what Neal had to say about it.
Every comic would gather around to see him. So let me ask you something. So you go in, you're the younger brother, Kevin, who's a very fine comic. Is there any, because this is a very competitive sport.
Yes.
Do you compete? Does he compete? Because it seems that you've, if you don't mind me saying, you've had a little more success than him. No?
This is a thing that's not a great area.
Okay, forget it.
But I don't mean it like I spoke to your producer. It's just like one of these.
I don't want to cause trouble.
No. It's just one of those unfortunate things. People will clip this and send it to him, and then he'll trash me on another podcast.
Well, the fact that I said this and the way that you're answering it, he won't trash you.
Oh no, he'll figure out a way. My understanding. The good thing is people don't tell me about it. I hear about it like years later. But I get wind of it, and it's like.
But you've been very complimentary. You said that he's older. He was here first.
Yep.
As far as in this world of comedy.
He's hilarious.
I do think he's hilarious, and I think he's really talented. And the fact that you just said that, and you know he's hilarious.
Yeah, and I would write pilots with him and try to like get stuff going, like sitcoms and then.
When's the last time you talked to him?
It's been a while.
Oh. Can we get you together on this?
Probably not.
I'm sorry.
That's all right.
I feel bad.
Don't worry about it.
I got one brother. I'm close to him. But
that's great. I love when families are close. That's amazing.
Yeah, now I feel bad. Did I tread on something I shouldn't have treaded on?
My nervous system's pretty disconnected from it. So in terms of, you know how I don't know if you get, I'm pretty sensitive. I'm sure you're pretty sensitive. And easily kind of upset by stuff like that. It's just gotten to the point where I'm there's so much of it in show business that I can compartmentalize it.
Well, I will say as a third party, if my brother and I have a very close family, if my brother and I were in the same business, and you know what you're kind of hinting at is, listen, even if we're not related, this competitiveness is.
I would go a step further. America is very competitive,
right?
And
humanity.
Yes, and there's a saying. A lot of times people say in America, the first question people ask is, "What do you do for a living?"
Right.
And what they're really saying is, "How should I treat you?"
Because it's kind of deep.
Yeah, and it's really true. And so, trying to just be a human.
Sometimes what do you do for a living is just a way of saying I've run out of material.
Yes. right. But even on a plane or whatever, just like small talk. But it's in some ways it's like what do you do? What do you do for a living is a bit like how seriously should I take you?
But here's
how much attention or
my take on how you're handling this right now is incredibly respectful and loving. And if he does clip this, he's lucky to have you as a brother because you could make this into something. And I think you've been nothing but incredibly respectful.
The thing of it is, I get it. I understand. I understand I understand the competitiveness.
No, I'll tell you, my brother is not in comedy. Mm-hmm. But my brother is a really funny guy.
Yeah.
He lives in Toronto. He sells commercial lighting, like for restaurants and malls. And he grew up in the same household as me. He's probably outwardly more. If you know me personally, I'm not a funny guy. I'm an introvert, and
Most comedians are not that funny to talk to.
And I'm serious.
Yeah.
I think my resting emotion is serious and kind of dour. And the thing about, my brother will be out in public and he'll say somebody will say something and he'll come back with a witty retort.
Right.
And my poor brother has to kind of bear the cross of it going, oh, what are you trying to be, a comedian like your brother?
Yeah.
Oh, you trying to be your brother?
Yeah.
And he gets that all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm aware of it, and it crushes me. I don't mean it. There's nothing I can do about it. And the fact is that you are a little brother who looked up to his brother, who opened a door literally for his little brother and went into it, and you're really smart and successful. And I know that that's hard. I know that that's...
I do too. And that's the thing.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's not a damn thing I can do about it.
Except what you're doing about it, and you're being a gentleman.
Yeah, that's the least I can do. I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like it's much of a stretch to be like because I know what it is to be reminded of someone who's not you. Because everywhere I go, not everywhere I go, but once a day, someone will just come up to me and go, "How's Dave?" Almost every day. Chappelle. Like, a lot of people know me.
And why are you taking that as being reminded of somebody better than you?
No. Well, it's not. Well, Dave's way more success. Dave's more talented. Like, I see where you're going with that, and I appreciate it. Dave's a supernova. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And somebody, Rock actually said one time, like, you're.
So, that was him addressing Kevin Brennan, his brother, who has been trashing Neal for years upon years upon years. It's sort of like his thing now. Like, that's what Kevin Brennan now is known for, just trashing his little brother Neal. It's pretty funny, but kind of messed up. And I get what Neal was saying right there. Like, Neal is just being nice about it. It's like, I get it. And, like, he's my older brother, and he has to be reminded of my success. And people probably ask him about it within their own family, like, hey, how's Neal doing? Or, like, even professionally, like, if he's at a club, some club owner will probably be like, hey, do you think we can get Neal here? Or any job or script writing he tries to get, they're probably like, is your brother Neal attached or something? But, yeah, so I wonder what Kevin Brennan is now going to say about this. He is going to trash him again. We do know that. And Kevin Brennan will take this opportunity to go after Neal again. You can just picture Kevin. Neal, he's so fake and fraud. I can't believe you said that. Howie Mandel. I'm Kevin Brennan. That's how Kevin Brennan talks. But, Howie Mandel was finally the first person to ask him about it, too. Howie just brought it up out of nowhere. Out of all the interviews Neal has ever done, he's never talked about Kevin except for now. So, and even he was a little apprehensive to say, ooh, this isn't a good place to go. But they went there. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.